Welcome back to Getting Money Through Short-Term Rentals. I'm your girl, Venetia Brown, your short-term rental plug. All right, so in this module, we're going to cover some definitions and some terms and phrases that I'm going to use throughout the series. And honestly, they're important because if you're going to get into this business, you have to know what you're talking about. No one wants to do business with someone who's not using the proper lingo or the proper language. You're just going to ultimately sound like you're incompetent and you're just winging it. And honestly, it's the quickest way to get a no. The landlords will just tell you no immediately. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about. So first things first, short-term rental, STR. So you'll hear me say STR throughout the series. It just means short-term rental. So an example of a short-term rental, as we already said, right? It is a fully furnished home where someone's gonna come and stay for less than 30 days. Remember that, less than 30 days, okay? So you getting ready to go on vacation, you and your girls, you and your boys, you wanna go somewhere for a week or two. That's a short-term rental. That's a short-term stay. It's less than 30 days. You wanna go get away for 25 days. You wanna take a family vacation to Bermuda. That's a short-term rental. You move somewhere for temporary stays for a year, that's not a short-term rental, okay? Arbitrage. Arbitrage is literally leveraging somebody else's property for you to go ahead and run the play, okay? So someone else owns it, you rent it, and then you turn around and run your business. So when you hear people talking about how you're able to make money without putting in your own money and owning the property, that is arbitrage. You don't need to own it. Just rent it from someone else who already owns it. Co-hosting. Co-hosting, you're basically acting as a joint host with someone else, okay? They are already hosting, and honestly, they're doing all the work. They're doing all the work, and you're just gonna get paid for it. Like, you can answer messages and things like that, but you don't have to put down any money. They're the ones who foot the bill on the furniture and the furnishings, and they're the ones that are paying for the subscriptions. Meanwhile, you get to collect yourself a nice little check. So somebody may ask, why would somebody do that? How does that benefit, the main host? We'll get into that inside the series, so make sure you stay tuned. ROI, which is your rate of return and interest. Yes, that's math. It's boring, I know. But that's important because you have to know your data. You have to know where the money is going to be made. So how you actually are able to calculate that is you want to find your net potential profit of income and then divide that by the cost of the property and then multiply that by 100. Then that's the percentage at the rate that you are going to have the return on your money. These things are important. If you don't know your numbers, that is the quickest way to fail, okay? I don't want to see you do that. A PMS. No, that is not when us women kind of get a little agitated each month. That is your property management services. Now, that is the most important in the crux of your business. And the reason why is because it actually has all of your channels. It integrates everything that you need. And that is where everything is automated. This is what allows you to sit on the beach and do this business. The PMS system is the system that is set up to automate, to send messages to your guests. It helps you process payments. It does everything. So that's the nucleus of the business. So that is very, very important, and we'll cover that in the series as well. Which ones are the greatest? A CPA. A CPA is your certified personal accountant. I literally never knew what a CPA was until I was in my 20s. So if you didn't know what it was, please don't feel bad. Like it's not a big deal. People say a CPA or tax accountant and things like that. This person is important because they keep your books. Back to what I said about your PMS system. You have to know where the money is in the data and knowing your numbers and your ROI. Your CPA is very, very important because they're going to be able to tell you where your profit and loss is, where your business is at. So an example of that is this. You've been running the business for 6 months, right? You're just swiping that debit card, you're swiping the credit card, and you're like, oh, Airbnb or this platform sent me $5,000. I'm making $5,000 a month. But you don't have your book straight. Your rent is $3,000. You had an issue and you ended up spending tons of money, but you actually spent like $6,000 that month. But you wouldn't know if you didn't have a CPA and your books weren't done properly. So don't do that to yourself, okay? A porter and a runner. We all need these as you start to scale. Most people kind of get them after a couple properties. Most people try to start and do it on their own, but you'll quickly get burnt out. Trust me, I did it. I promise you. You don't want to do it by yourself. Get yourself a porter or a runner. So your porter or your runners are the people that get up at 2 a.m. when the guest is having a problem. They are the ones that go and tend to the things. If the guest says, well, the back door isn't opening and we'd like to have a cookout and whatever the problem is, you don't have to go and see it. You can send your porter or your runner to go take care of it. Once they go and check out the problem, that porter or runner actually will go ahead and call the maintenance man if there's an issue. Once again, it frees up your time and you don't have to be involved. You're still on that beach, okay? An LLC, a limited liability company. This is what you need to be structured as when you are getting ready to get in this game, okay? Not a DBA, not your personal, your LLC. I cannot reiterate this enough, and I'm going to talk about it again inside the next modules and throughout the series because it is so imperative. It is very important because this is what protects you. This separates you from your personal and then business. So you have to decide, are you running a hustle or is this a business? Okay? All right, Avatar. No, not the dude that made the blue people. Not that one, okay? Your avatar is the person that you are serving. What does this person look like? No, not physically. So stop there. Who is this person? Is this person a luxury traveler? Is this person your everyday traveler? Is this an entertainer? Who are you serving? Like, what's your niche? Like, what do you want to do? You can't try to serve everybody because at that point, you literally serve nobody. You appeal to absolutely no one. So think about who it is that you want to serve as we kind of talk about some of these things. Keep those things in mind. So your E&O, which is your errors and omissions insurance. This is so important. This is the insurance that you get on the actual business, not on the actual physical facility or property where you're going to be running the short-term rental game, but on the business. And here's I'm going to tell you why it's important. If you forget to give somebody a disclaimer, you said something, whatever it is, this insurance is what protects you in hopes that don't nobody sue you. So we want to make sure that you're protected all around. All right, so you want to protect the business and you also want to protect your personal name and then you also want to protect the property. Those are all different layers of protection, okay? So just to recap, all of the words and phrases and definitions that we went through, STR, arbitrage, co-hosting, ROI, PMS, CPA, porters and runners, your LLC, your avatar, and your errors and omissions insurance. I'm your girl, Venetia Brown, your short-term rental plug. You can always find me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok as Venetia Brown. Check out my book and click the link in my bio. And I'm going to see you in the next module where we're going to dig deep and get you started on this process and start building this foundation for your business.